All right, everybody, welcome to Food Theater. You're watching Food Theater on the Real Food TV. Remember to subscribe to people, not people, people. All right, I'm being joined by Bob, as always. What's up, Bob?
Hello, and we've got Never Sobers and Iceman in the comments. Early attendees. Hello, gentlemen.
All right, people. Food Theater is back. Thanks for coming in here, guys. We're going to be watching a film we've already watched on the channel. It was actually the first episode. Problem is, it came out like garbage, so we're redoing it again. Hopefully, this one comes out better than the first time. The first stream really was kind of cursed. Hopefully, you guys can hear me. Okay, yes, you can. What'd you say, Bob?
Who's been hyperfixated on this particular film and redoing this particular stream since the OG version aired. So this is a full circle moment for Fu and his obsessive compulsive disorder.
Yes. Welcome to Food Theater, people. Episode 1. Just kidding. This isn't episode 1. I don't know what episode this is, but this is the redo of Crab Monsters. Attack of the Crab Monsters. Remember to hit the like button. And sorry, there's not going to be any trivia today. I didn't have enough time to do the trivia. Next time we'll be bringing it out. That really sucks, Bob, because I had like a really cool question about the very first porn movie ever created. You know, it's got to be related to crabs.
Oh gosh. Well, I mean, if we want to talk about crabs and porn, that is rent, huh? One of the reasons why merkins were invented, because the prostitutes of Paris were so laden with parasites that they would have to remove all of their body hair to combat the lice and the crab infestations. But it was stylish to have a neatly groomed nether haircut. So an entire industry emerged, the industry of the merkin, and they would glue them on with fish glue and rabbit skin glue, actually, so that it appeared that they had pubic hair, when in fact they did not. And these merkins were made out of human hair. Usually, if you were like a high-end hooker,
this is very stylish.
Yeah, but if you were a lower class hooker, if you had less money, then they would use animal hair.
Interesting.
Sometimes even rat hair.
That's disgusting.
Well, rats are actually very clean.
You had a crotch full of rat hair?
Yep.
What a bunch of pigs. Disgusting pigs.
Could you imagine like walking into one of their little tenement style apartments and just seeing like 2 or 3 merkins drying on a clothesline by the window?
You walk into their apartment and there's a rat that's cleanly shaven.
Hairless rat.
Yep. You know,
and she's like very busily making her newest merkin.
You know, there's a lot of medieval crackheads that are probably shaving all the rats in the area, huh?
Medieval.
Sell off the.
My love, this was in the 1800s, not 1800s. In the medieval period.
Sorry, 1800s. That was like the first copper piping. Right? Rat hair.
My lord.
He was in demand, Bob. Yep. All right, so we're gonna be watching the trailer for. Sorry. Still got a minor bit of my cold
You
left.
shouldn't clear your throat into the microphone.
Yeah,
Fu.
sorry, people. I made the excuse. Unlike you, who just clears your throat a million times during each stream.
How dare you subject them to the sounds
of throat clearing? All right, so we're going to be watching the trailer for this classic Roger Corman film. All right, here we go. Attack of the Crab Monsters, the official trailer, you mother effers. Oh, shit. That's the second time I did that. I did that yesterday, too. Sorry about that, people. Second time.
Oh, man.
I did the same thing yesterday, Bob.
You realize that
people.
you haven't, like,
what?
It's just snow on the screen.
There's static. Yeah, I know. Actually, this static is, doesn't want to turn off. Sorry about that, people.
Iceman in the comments would like to know, how could you? How dare you, really?
I'm stupid. I'm screwing this up already.
You are fucking it all up.
We're going to get this one right. Stop cursing. Stop cursing. This is a family show.
Yeah, we just spent like 5 minutes talking about merkins and prostitutes. I really don't think this is suitable for children.
isolated Pacific island, the Navy lands a party of daring scientists to solve the mysterious disappearance of an entire atomic research team. Strange horror strikes first at the plane that brought them. And then, earth-shattering tremors begin tearing the island to shreds.
Okay, Professor. How are the crabs blowing up the island?
I am not sure. But imagine they are able to send out arcs of heat. They are packed with it.
They can melt and fuse parts of the caverns, explode the materials contained, and bring about the slides.
There used to be ridges there for maybe 2 miles.
Now there is less than half a city block. Soon we will have nowhere to run.
Fathoms deep among the terrors of the mighty Pacific, daring skin divers brave undersea perils that stagger the imagination. Here are monsters with razor-sharp claws that hand grenades and dynamite cannot stop. Nor searing fire and flame, nor tons of crushing rocks, as mankind faces its last desperate chance.
All right, Bob, what'd you think about that?
I think that they kind of gave it away a little bit right there in the trailer. They're talking about...
One second.
Huh?
Some other video turned on out of nowhere. What were you saying, Bob?
I think that they kind of gave it away a little bit in the trailer. They're talking about, how Professor, how are the crabs blowing up the island?
Those crabs are those some badass crabs, bro.
I mean, crabs are, they're. I don't want to say that they're intelligent because I do think that they lack a formal brain as such, but they're crafty little fuckers.
That's a little bit racist, Bob. To crabs, you know that, right?
That would be speciesist.
All right, Bob. What kind of information you got on the film?
So it was released in 1957. And it was independent.
Predates the film we watched yesterday by 1 year.
Yes.
Right? Or was that 57 as well?
No, it was 58. And it was an independently made black and white sci-fi horror flick. And its budget was $70,000. But this,
that's not too much.
This film turned out to be one of Roger Corman's most successful films, and it grossed over $1 million at the box office.
Well, that's pretty insane.
During its original theatrical release, and he attributes it to specifically the salaciousness of the title.
What? Attack of the Crab Monsters?
Yeah, like there was a craze for like monster animal type movies around this time.
Mm-hmm.
So
everybody had crabs, you're saying?
Everybody
had that crab fever.
It was the ants, the flies, the praying mantids.
Uh-huh.
Right, that was like a big thing.
Kids were big into crabs and what else? Enormous spiders.
Was there a spider movie? There might have
there was
been.
all kinds.
There was all
yesterday
kinds of like.
We just saw a video that was a giant, a movie last night, Bob. That was a giant eyeball.
This is true.
People were obsessed with eyeballs.
Apparently, Roger Corman approached Charles B. Griffith, who actually wrote the screenplay for this, and said, I want to make a movie called Attack of the Giant Crabs.
Nice.
So, like, this Roger Corman just got, like, a brain bug and was like, I want giant crabs.
He's like, I need a movie right now. A deep one. One with a really interesting storyline. One that goes beyond the average film. He's like, I got it. What is it? Giant crabs.
Apparently, Griffith then was kind of like pushing him on this and goes, but does it really have to be about atomic radiation? And Corman said, yes, absolutely.
Of course.
And then he said, this is Griffith saying,
what else, Bob, what else could create a giant crab?
I mean,
evolution?
A number of different things. Have you seen the coconut crabs?
No, I haven't.
That's a rabbit hole for a different day.
Okay.
But then apparently Corman told Griffith that he wanted suspense or action in every scene. No scene at all in the film without suspense or action.
Oh. They had that in the trailer. It's like action, suspense.
Because apparently what Roger Corman would do is he would tell his writers that he wanted them to create it, that he was utilizing an experimental style or an experimental format, but it was really because he didn't want to have to pay an editor to cut out all of the non-action scenes.
Uh-huh.
So he would just tell them they weren't allowed to write any non-action scenes.
That's funny.
And the person, Griffith, who wrote this film, also wrote The Undead a month later.
Uh-huh. What is that? Is that another?
The Undead is another Roger
sci-fi
Corman film.
No, I don't think I've ever seen that one. All right, so is that it, Bob? Who you got any of the stars in here? I know that
Yes.
the scientist from Gilligan's Island's in here.
So, oh no, I lost the page. Hold on.
Okay, so Bob's going to be looking for the information she has written down.
Just give me 1 second. I lost my page.
Iceman says that 70,000 in 1957 would be 700,800
Yeah.
today.
So, I mean, but it grossed $1 million, right? So,
Nice.
like, return on investment was stupendous. So Richard Garland plays Dale Drewer. Pamela Duncan is Martha Hunter. Russell Johnson is Hank Chapman. Leslie Bradley is Carl Wagand. Mel Wells is Jules Devereaux. Richard Cutting as James Carson. Beach Dickerson, that's a name. Beach Dickerson as Seaman Ron Fellows.
The old seaman.
Tony Miller as Seaman Jack Summers. David Arvidin. So David Arvidin, who was one of the directors of photography, actually voices the main giant crab, who is apparently named Hular.
He's voicing a big crab.
Yep. And Charles Griffith, who is the writer, also has a cameo as one of the seamen. And then there was a stunt diver involved.
Ah. That's it?
Yeah.
All right. So
Apparently, a lot of the underwater photography specifically was directed by Griffith, who was very heavily influenced by Jacques Cousteau, who had written The Silent World. So he wrote all sorts of like underwater scenes into the film, and Roger didn't want them. And he said that he, being Griffith, said that if Roger paid him $100, he would direct all of the underwater scenes because he was so like determined to have them in the film.
I mean, you kind of want underwater scenes in your crab movie, don't you, Bob?
You would think.
Yeah. All right. With that said,
so apparently, this is kind of a little funny aside. When they were filming the underwater scenes, they were filmed in a tank at Marineland, which I'm assuming is some sort of like aquarium. And Griffith was in the tank in a wetsuit with the equipment, and the director of photography, a man named Floyd Crosby, was standing on the outside of the tank with like signs and banging on the tank to try to get the actors to do different things and move to different places to execute the particular scenes. So like, as we embark upon this film, anytime you see an underwater scene, remember that the guy who wrote the movie, who got really, really razzmatazed about a Jacques Cousteau novel, was in that tank with them. And there was some other guy named Floyd galloping around outside the tank, banging on it, trying to get the actors to do different things so that the scenes would work.
So the guy liked fish. He was a big fan.
He got real excited about like under the sea
underwater
themes.
footage.
He
All
was
right.
really
With that
jazzed.
said, Bob, you wanna start the film?
Yeah.
You ready? Okay, people. Remember, you're watching Giant Crabs on the Real Food TV. Subscribe and hit the like button if this is the first time you've been here. We're getting ready for crabs, people. Who doesn't like crabs, Bob?
I mean, people who have a shellfish allergy, probably.
No one. That's by force, Bob. If they weren't forced out of being
God
into
said
crabs,
no crustaceans for you.
everything's becoming crabs, Bob. Did you know that?
Pinchy, pinchy, pinchy.
Exactly. All right, here we go. Get ready for the crabs, people. The Crab Monsters. Live on the Real Food TV. Once again, you're watching Food Theater. It's amazing. It's pretty damn amazing, if I may say so myself. Come to the Real Food TV, people, and get crabbed. Exactly. Attempt number 2. Here we go. This is a pretty nice intro, huh, Bob?
It is. It's very 50s.
Yeah.
It's very mid-century modern.
It's very dramatic. Are you ready to get crabbed? I should have t-shirts that says get crabbed with us.
Oh, my Lord. Do you know that most of the mythological sea beasts were actually probably whale penises?
What?
Yep.
Where'd you get that from?
It's a thing that people have been talking about for a while because whales, they have group sex. So while some males are waiting for females to become available, they basically flip over and stick their giant wieners out into the air to like cool them off. So sailors saw these giant tentacle-like things flopping around with a big disturbance of water, and they thought it was like Leviathan, and it was actually just a whale penis.
All right.
Make that line fast. Everybody ashore.
This is a colorized version.
Yes. It's colorized. Looks like piss.
Hey, Rusty. Hey, Alfredo.
Strange. We can see only a small part of the island from this spot, but yet you can feel lack of welcome, lack of abiding life, huh?
Yeah, I felt the same when I came here before to rescue your first one. I not only knew that they were gone, but that they were lost completely and forever, body and soul.
Please, Lieutenant.
Pretty deep.
Friends from the same institute.
Sorry, Miss Hunter.
I'm not so sure you are right, Monsieur Quinlan. Maybe their bodies are gone, but who can tell of their souls, eh? Maybe if I call to them, they will answer. Their ghosts will answer. McLean! Hello!
That doesn't seem like something a sane person would say. And it seems like he believes he might actually hear them. Or is he just a douchebag?
I think he's probably being a little bit of a dick.
You can't see it from the shore. It's back in the hills, at the head of that gorge, just hidden in the cliff.
You imagine somebody went to like the World Trade Center site and said that? You think people would be offended by that?
More than likely.
Yes, yes. That's what I'm saying. Like, it's just a weird thing to say.
Hold your headway!
Seems like he did it to mock them.
Hey, sit down in there!
Damn, these guys are having a lot of problems just kind of just bringing their... Oh, whoa, it's a garbage beast.
It's a cabbage with an oogly eye.
Looks like it's covered in, like, construction paper.
What's the ball up there?
Why are they having so many issues just pulling this little stupid inflatable thing to shore?
That guy that fell in the water is the writer.
Whoa, he got his head bitten off?
God help us.
How are they going to finish this film now? Was that the crab that pinched his head off?
Yep. I guess they don't need to do a last stitch on him.
Yeah.
Do you know what the last stitch is?
You know, I wish they get back.
Iceman in the comments says that whales are P. Diddy.
Oh, for sure.
Yes.
In demolitions work.
Nervous? What do you mean nervous? I'm not nervous. It's a little high-strung, that's all.
Come on, help me get these pineapples inside.
You know, I don't know what we're going to use these for out here anyway. That's just to practice pitching by those babies out there.
Whoa, foreshadowing, Bob.
Mm-hmm.
You see that?
Indeed.
That's what I call crabs.
Took his head off. His head? I'm afraid so. We're going to take him back to Eniwetok for burial.
I hope that man's death is not an omen of things to come.
Foreshadowing.
I wouldn't care to stay here with you.
Wow.
But if you run into trouble or you need extra supplies, you can always reach the base by radio. And as if this rotten weather will let us get back to the base at all.
Something in the air is wrong.
Meanwhile, it looks like sunny and completely still. They're like rotten weather. Where?
Yeah, I guess they're vampires. That's why.
Those palm trees aren't even moving. It looks like an ideal day for flying.
Those dudes hate sunlight.
Well, looks like we got the dynamite by mistake.
Looks like it.
I'll cart it back down to the beach.
Oh, excuse me, Doctor.
He hit her with a box of dynamite.
Okay, Marty.
You know, the Navy boys really fixed this place up. I'm almost going to enjoy being here.
Yeah, you'd never think it was a complete wreck a few months ago.
If you want to see a wreck, take a look at my back.
Something really odd about the way you said that.
He is very flamboyant.
Yeah.
Get the others.
Lieutenant, I don't want to annoy you again, but nothing was left? Not a hair, nor fingernail clipping? Only McLean's journal?
Well, that's all, Doctor.
Not one fingernail clipping. That would cinch the case.
Vanished from the face of the earth.
No. The Navy thinks they were all at sea in their small boat when the typhoon hit. Lost with all hands is an old story.
Yes.
This guy never removes his damn sunglasses, does he?
Well, I mean, if your hypothesis about him being a vampire is correct, you know.
When did I say that? I just said that? Is that what I said? Oh, yeah. Sorry. I thought I said that the last time we watched this movie. Bob bombs.
They should have left this movie in black and white, bro.
I mean, there's many versions of it. We could have watched the black and white version. Oh, look, they're shaking the camera. Look at that, Bob. If you shake the camera just enough, it makes the hills fall apart. The mountains.
Meanwhile, the scale is completely off.
Why is it now not shaking when the rocks are all falling down? You think that's when you would probably make the camera shake? Maybe. What do you think?
Everybody okay?
That would be entirely too logical.
You okay, Mac?
Yeah, it's nothing that getting off this old pile won't cure. One month, no more. We'll watch you from the cliffs. Au revoir!
Now the water's shallow. You see that? Mm-hmm. Before, remember when they got in that part? They fell in. The water was like way deeper.
You know what's interesting?
What?
They said that they were going to go bury that man, and there is no body in that boat.
Well, how do you know? You couldn't see? You could see that?
Iceman, that's not the professor from Gilligan's Island, but I think that they styled him to look like that.
What? He looks like... That's the scientist from the... Isn't it?
I'm no scientist. I'm a technician and a...
That is the guy from Gilligan's Island.
I don't think so.
It is.
It is?
We figured this out the last time.
Oh, we did. I'm sorry.
And even then, she said the same thing.
I'm just providing an authentic experience.
Fallout came this way.
A great seething, burning cloud of it sank into this area, blanketing the island with hot ashes and radioactive seawater. Dr. Vigon's group is here to study fallout.
He'd been typecast, huh?
Dr. James
He
Carson
plays a professor here. He plays it in Gilligan's Island.
soil. The botanist, Jules Devereaux, will examine all the plant life for radiation poisoning. Martha Hunter and Dale Brewer are biologists. He works on land animalism while she takes care of the seafood. Dr. Carl Vigon is a nuclear physicist. He'll collect their findings and relate them to the present theories on the effects of too much radiation.
We blow up mountains for the geologist Carson. But this is the second bunch of brains to come out here. What happened to the first?
They were here, and a storm hit, and they were gone. That's all anybody knows.
Doesn't anybody wonder?
Everybody wonders. They just don't like to talk about it. Come on, we'll miss the takeoff.
Yeah. Whoa, what the hell happened, Bob?
Uh-oh.
Get to the radio.
Terrorists.
I don't know what he thinks he's gonna... What is he gonna talk to? Get to the radio. What?
Maybe he's still got a radio. I don't know.
Commercial station. Probably Manila or Samoa. It's all from beyond the area of disturbance. I don't get a thing on the Navy bands.
Keep trying.
All those men killed. We can't even send word through this storm.
The Navy will send a search plane, honey.
No, the Navy will assume that Lieutenant Quinlan decided to remain here rather than risk the storm.
I know Weetalk's probably getting as much static as we are.
Probably. Which means we can't do anything until conditions improve. So why don't we let Hank keep trying while we begin our own work? We have to go over McLean's journal sooner or later, so it might as well be now.
Then let us go into the living room.
Pretty dramatic way to say, hey, let's go to the living room.
Yes.
So what happened to that plane? It just spontaneously blew up?
Yeah.
To produce any sign of bacteria.
They fucked up really badly. Don't they usually check planes before they go and take off?
This afternoon,
theoretically,
you think they're doing this big expedition? They probably...
And they're in the Navy, you know?
Yeah.
There's like rules.
4 inches by 8. With this section as a measure, the worm-like creature would be more than 5 feet in length. Most intriguing is the tissue's consistency. It proves impossible.
Wolfman.
Knives passing through the flesh, leaving no mark. Fire was applied to the tissue, and the calorie result? The journal ends there.
Ah.
Well, it's getting very late. Why don't we work out tomorrow's schedule and then get some sleep?
What about that 5-foot night crawler? Well, excuse me for being so stupid, me and that book you're reading.
We weren't laughing at you, Hank. It's just that McLean didn't really mean to imply that the flesh was from a big worm. He said from a worm-like creature.
You know, it might have been a sea worm. They've been known to grow much...
What's up with her eyebrows?
Well, excuse me for shooting my mouth off, but the journal didn't say anything about the sea. Just talked about worms.
Things are getting all wiggly again.
Yep. Those are hamsters.
Yeah, thanks for letting me know, Bob. Why is he covering them?
Because he thinks... What they don't understand is that rodents are nocturnal. So covering them will just make them more active. If you want them to go to sleep, put them in daylight.
Maybe he doesn't want anybody
lights.
else to know that he has rodents. Because he wants to eat them himself.
I'm sure he would have finished.
We shall find out, I think.
Think about it, Bob.
Down the South Valley in the morning. You know, I haven't seen any insect life since we arrived.
Shh. Quiet. Listen.
Somebody's stepping on twigs. The twigs, sir. The twigs. Let's go outside into the light. It's still light. I thought it was supposed to be nighttime.
Right?
Those some loud twigs, man.
Is that actually part of the sound, or is that just pops from the recording?
No, that's in the movie. That's what they're hearing. Is that the sound of crabs? Ah.
Just the wind.
Yes, it's just something brushing against the house. Some loud wind. Yes, just get in where the guy got his head pinched off. I don't think I'd want to get in there.
No.
No. Ah, seaweed. What's that supposed to be? Is that a crab?
I think it's a sea flap.
Yes. You can see they're in a tank.
Yeah, you can see the reflection.
You can see that reflection there, yes. Is he trying to kiss her underwater? Yep. What the hell?
With a rebreather in their mouths.
What a pervert. Control yourself. It's underwater Diddy.
Sea flaps are
Why
so
they make
cool.
them seem so intimidating? Like the way the music and everything.
Because they're alien looking.
Yes.
I love sea flaps.
Really?
I do. They're very cool, and they're very soft and silky.
Wait, how do you know about that?
We've petted them.
Oh, okay. And what is it that they're looking for?
They're trying to study the effects of atomic radiation on the island.
Oh. So they suspect that there's radiation in the water?
They know that there's radiation in the water. They're trying to see what the effect of the radiation is on the flora and fauna.
So they're going to get in the water, and they're going to come back, and they're going to say, I don't have cancer. Mm-hmm. I guess it's fine.
I mean, that was the general framework for most of the nuclear testing and the atomic testing that went on, up to and including the sinking of Bikini Atoll.
Not much body protection there.
No.
I think his chest hair will protect him. He's manly. He's very manly.
We're way too salty for most sea creatures to eat.
Yes.
Intentionally.
Look at that. This guy is a wolf. He's a wolf man.
You nearly frightened me to
Does he really need to undress her?
Well, no, I couldn't very well announce myself underwater, could I?
Man is covered in pubes.
Well, I was scared. And lost, too. You know, Dale, it's funny, but
More foreshadowing.
I was using a big black rock as a landmark. But when I swam back, the rock was gone.
Well, I did see something move near you.
You did? I wonder what it could have been.
I don't know. Just a big black shape moving through the kilt.
Land crabs and seagulls. Everything else is dead.
They keep multiplying, Bob.
Mm-hmm.
What's the matter, Carson?
Come up the path. We'll meet you.
Come on, honey.
Does he really need to hold her hand everywhere?
That Rachel will drop right off.
Off what?
Come.
Is that his girlfriend?
I think they're married.
Oh, all right.
At this time, they wouldn't be allowed to, like, even be quasi-intimate if they weren't.
And it wasn't there.
You mean this pit wasn't here before?
It has only appeared in the last 20 minutes.
And it's at least
50
feet deep.
How does he know?
Nothing but land crabs. I want to go down there.
No.
Why not?
You are a geologist. You know that a second disturbance would cause a cave-in that would crush anybody down in the pit.
He's very offended.
It's like, you idiot.
And then he turns again. He goes, idiot.
He is the Gordon Ramsay of this crew.
Disturbance?
Why,
Yes.
it glazed as though it had been fired in a kiln.
Ah.
Summers, you and fellows better put a couple of your lanterns around this pit so as to keep any of us from falling in the middle of the...
How did his chest get that manly, Bob?
Come on, honey, let's go back to the house.
It looks like he shaved under his pecs.
Creates his fake muscle, his hair muscle.
Yep. Like a carpet.
Yes. Women find it irresistible, the carpet body.
Awake, Martha Hunter. Awake. Awake, Martha. It is McLean. Awake.
McLean?
Martha, come to me.
It's like the Jewish Dracula.
Martha.
Martha.
Come to me.
Come to me, Martha. I need you.
I got some pastrami.
Oh, good.
Martha.
And Shmia.
It's never dark over there, is it?
No. Always daytime.
It's always day. She got quite a face, doesn't she?
She does. It's very distinctive, we'll say.
She reminds me of those things from that Twilight Zone episode with the pig faces.
Yeah. She has a lovely figure, though.
What, the pointy boobs?
I mean, just in general, she's fit. And she's...
Is that fit?
Yeah.
She's got those torpedoes.
Well, that was just her undergarments. That was the bullet bra. That was a style.
So you heard it too?
Yes, it was Orville McLean's voice.
He called me as plain as day.
Strange, because I only heard him call my name.
How could the Navy search the island and miss a survivor?
He's lying.
What does that mean? You heard him as well as I?
Well, someone could have been imitating his voice.
Well, who would do that?
I don't know, but I do know that McLean's dead.
Maybe, maybe not. I'm going to find out for sure.
All right. You go ahead and do that.
He's going to the pit.
He's going to go find out. You know that pit is, what'd they say, 50 feet?
Yeah.
Yes, I am.
But Carl's against it.
He's afraid of cave-ins.
Why is he tying himself up that way?
Keep this on me, I'm out of sight.
Wait, he hasn't even tied the rope off yet.
He's like, good enough. Good enough.
He's in a bungee jump. What is he thinking?
He believes he can fly.
Wait, but he needs to tie the other end of the rope to something. He
She's
just tied it to himself.
Jim!
And he left the pickaxe. Probably not a good idea.
Wow, he screamed like a girl. He sounded like somebody threw boiling hot water on him. He was like, "Ah!"
Oh, she has fainted. No more.
So she passed out from simple vibrations.
It's all right.
Apparently.
Where's Jim?
She didn't help him at all.
In the pit. He went into the pit. I saw the rope go slack.
He must have fallen during the quake.
He didn't even tie the rope to anything.
Can you hear me?
Nope.
Are you alive?
It's broken. We are coming for you. Don't try to move.
That man has never heard of a contraction.
Are you alive? No. Okay.
We will not come for you.
Gentlemen, for reasons I have guessed, Dr. Carson also, these caves must join the pit, because the pit was created from below, not from the surface.
Dale, take Martha back to the house. The rest of us will look for Dr. Carson.
But wasn't at some point it was the surface and it kind of fell? Or are they saying that the ground collapsed?
If we can bring Dr. Carson out, 2 of us are enough. If we can't, a whole army will do us no good.
Are you hiding something from us, Doctor? A theory, perhaps?
Yes.
Maybe.
Oh, okay.
We must hurry.
At least he's honest.
Yeah. Are you hiding stuff? Yes. Let's go.
Get some coffee.
Yeah, his friend. This guy just got killed, and all he's thinking about is coffee.
He's not dead.
Oh, well, he's hurt.
We heard a girl screaming during the quake.
A girl screaming.
Part of them. Well, it was pretty dark where we were, but it looked like the whole island was coming down. The boulders almost crashed us in the tent.
The whole island, yes. We must go faster. There is very little time.
Little time for what?
That is Dr. Wygon's small secret. Let us catch him and find out.
There's something very villainous about him.
Mm-hmm. I like that nobody has, acknowledged that the plane went down. They have no way off the island. The Navy does not know they have no way off the island. And the island is apparently disintegrating. They, just didn't think that was an important plot point to continue with.
They really do like filming those crabs. Oh, what an asshole.
Doctor, why did you try to stop me from throwing that rock?
I just don't like to kill anything, even such ugly creatures as these.
Poor helpless thing.
What an asshole. He just randomly wants to throw a rock at a crab.
Finish him off.
What a professor. He's a professor asshole.
Yes, all the more reason.
It's like, Doctor, why'd you stop me from hitting that crab with a rock?
Now, what do you want with McLean's journal now, honey?
I just thought I'd look through it and see what it was Max said about those great caves appearing in the sides of the hills.
Well, it didn't say much, except that it always happened at night.
She was right in here. There it is again.
Another quake.
No, the other sound. I heard it at the pit.
What, the twigs?
Look at how he holds that pistol.
First he pointed it at her. At least he didn't put his finger on the trigger.
It's on the trigger now.
Oh, it actually is.
In the most retarded way possible.
He is. He's got his finger on that trigger.
Dear, what can it be?
I don't know, but I'm going to find out, and I'll stay here, Mommy.
Don't go in there.
You didn't listen. Finger on the trigger. Oh no, the crab got him.
He didn't even try. He just dropped that gun and left.
He has like no expression on his face at all. She's like, what is it? It's a giant crab.
Giant pincer.
Put out the lights.
He's acting like he's seen one of those before.
There's light ahead. It's coming from the pit.
Carson, we are near you.
Come quickly.
He's still alive.
So let's get him out of here.
We will get him out.
Sorry, people.
But we must move with caution.
Why?
Oh no, the twigs, Bob.
The super twigs.
When you hear the sound of twigs being stepped on, you know that there's a giant crab nearby.
Why not, Doctor?
Blood?
Where could he track himself?
We will not find him tonight. We had better return in the morning when there's more light.
I don't like the idea of leaving him here all.
There's always light.
Nor do I. Up the rope, quickly.
You might as well go back through the cave.
No, up the rope.
It seems like it's never nighttime in this film.
You are a great nuclear physicist, while I am a simple provincial botanist. But there are things I do not understand.
There are many things that I do not understand also, Jules. You had better climb.
He's like, oh, man.
Our tent's just outside the cave. We don't have to go up the rope.
Up the rope.
That's what I was afraid of.
Yeah, he's just ordering all around, huh? No one refuses that guy's orders.
Whatever it was must have damaged the wiring. Light one of the kerosene lamps.
It was a giant crab.
You didn't see the giant pincer knock the gun out of your hand?
He's like, it all happened so fast. I just couldn't tell if it was a giant crab or not. That thing karate chopped his hand. Karate chopped that gun right out of his hand.
Here's your motive.
Food.
But not much considering the size of the thing that did all of this. I guess there's no point waiting for the rest to get back. The storm should have let up enough for me to get through to the Navy now. Come on, honey.
Oh, Dale.
Whatever it was that did this deliberately destroyed the radio.
Ah.
It had to be deliberate. Every piece of wiring has been ripped out and chopped to bits.
That's a clever crab.
I mean, it must have been in there for a while.
Sliced neatly in half.
Yep, he pinched them all.
Had to reach way inside to do it without wrecking these cabinets.
Delicate pincers. What's a crab doing in here?
All I can say is, why wasn't I invited to the party? Not funny, eh? Well, that's as it should be. Do you think you can fix it?
You think it's funny, but I got karate chopped by a crab. I mean, I don't know what it was, but I assume it was a crab.
And then I was talking about things being neatly sliced in half and in small spaces, and then I saw a crab, and I couldn't possibly put 2 and 2 together and come out with 4.
It's foreshadowing, Bob,
Behind this
for more crabs.
There is power in the lighting in the living room.
You mean it's afraid of electricity?
I think so. Have you any other ideas?
Are crabs afraid of electricity?
I mean, I guess atomically mutated crabs are.
There was a mountain out there.
It's a known fact that crabs fear electricity.
I like that they just gave up on coloring her after her chin.
She's a very confusing face. I don't know if it's a woman or a ladyboy.
No, I cannot tell you that. But I can tell you this. Everything that has happened from the death of the first sailor to the destruction of our radio must be somehow related. They are too far from the normal scheme of things to be separate accidents.
If there is a single cause, then that cause is outside of nature as we know it.
Yes, that is why I insisted on caution entering the caves. We are unquestionably on the brink of a great discovery. It is not likely that that discovery will be of a pleasant nature. That is the sum of my knowledge. If you need more, I suggest you ask Dr. McLean when next his voice calls in the night. Now, let us again seek Dr. Carson.
Ah, okay.
I like that there's no degree of like surprise. Like, okay, giant crab, okay, you know, it's using telepathy. No problem. This is all completely reasonable.
Yeah. He didn't even tell them anything about him being karate chopped by a crab.
Iceman in the comments saying he put 2 and 2 together and got 22.
Still no sign of him.
No, will be, eh, Carter?
Damn it. I hate when rocks hit my hands and chop off my hand neatly.
Hello there, anybody alive?
Again with that?
No.
You all right?
How did you know we were in here?
We didn't. We were on the other side of the island.
They're crabs.
To be the other side of the island. Most of us fall into the drink already.
So we run in here when we heard you call.
Call. We didn't call you. Whose voice did you hear?
Well, it sounded like the other guy. You know, the fellow fell into the pit.
So he is still alive.
If we do not move fast, Jules will not be alive. Come.
She's acting like she threw him down there. Why does everybody in this movie sound so suspicious?
This will help you sleep, Jules.
Is that a thing that happens, Bob? People get their hands chopped off by a rock?
I mean, I could see if it was a really, really heavy rock, but it wouldn't look like that.
Did it make his hand, did it might get it explode off?
Yeah, I mean, it would be a crush wound.
Right at the wrist. It exploded off.
Like, I mean, I guess if it's a shale island, shale shears off in like sheets.
Yeah, but it was like a big round rock.
Yeah, no, that wouldn't do that.
Why is he gray?
He looks gangrenous.
They really effed this up with the color
They
conversion.
surely did. This would have been much less psychedelic if it was just black and white.
Yeah.
Bet you 10.
Okay, I bet you 10, and I'll raise you 10.
If you're not careful, you'll raise us both 10 feet.
What's the matter, nervous?
What do you mean, nervous?
Okay, what do you got?
3 queens.
Well, big deal, so you finally won a hand. I'm still 106 of dynamite and 1 wild explosion ahead of you.
If we looked in the credits, these guys were probably supposed to play 13-year-old boys.
Probably. They're like fresh 17-year-olds.
Oh, no more.
Kid dragging a stick across a picket fence.
We ain't got no picket fence out here.
This is the only guy that's ever sort of, like, acknowledged. Whoa. That's usually what I do when a giant crab comes to kill me. I just dive into a tent.
Throw my tent on the floor.
Yes.
Who is there?
Seaman Ron Phillips.
And Sam Summers.
We found Dr. Carson.
Where are you?
We're outside. We can take you to Dr. Carson, but you've got to be quiet. Very quiet. Will you come?
Yes.
Come down the path toward the big pit.
We'll meet you there and lead you to Carson.
I will be there.
I love that he thinks that this is a completely like reasonable thing to do.
Well, maybe he's supposed to have like a fever.
Well, he's absolutely off his tits. She gave him a sedative.
Oh. He's gonna jump off.
Fellows, someone else.
We're right here, Professor.
Oh no! It pinched his head, Bob.
It did.
Oh man! At first his hand, now this.
Yeah. I like that when she's coming on a scientific expedition where people went missing, she brought her sparkly slippers.
Yes, yes.
Her rhinestone-encrusted slippers and peignoir set.
Devereaux? Yes. What is it? I am here.
Are you all right?
Yes.
I like that nobody questions.
They don't question the fact that he's like this weird
disembodied voice.
Like disembodied echo. What's going on?
Then I hope I did not blemish.
Why do you sound like you're in a wind tunnel?
Ladies I may have known.
You didn't mention any names.
I never asked any names. Tell me of this cry you heard.
It sounded like you. Like you would have sounded in your death agonies.
It could hardly have been me, Doctor. When I have been here all the time, dreaming of all the things I might learn to do with only my left hand. I dreamed it was fixed with a hook. And when I... Congratulations, Dr. Weiger.
Where are you?
Where all of you soon will be. I shall be back tomorrow night. Bonsoir.
Devereaux! Devereaux!
It was speaking to them through telepathy, right? Am I wrong, Bob?
They are, yes.
Carl, this is supposed to be a ghost story? No. No, I do not believe in ghosts. We are dealing with a man who is dead. But his voice and memory live. How this can be, I do not know. But its implications are far more terrible than any ghost could ever be.
Look at him in his hair all green. What the hell?
Yeah, it's unfortunate, man.
He's a Joker.
But what happened to their bodies, girl?
They were eaten.
Even the bones?
The bones are, I think, hidden.
Most of the dynamite is gone.
Huh? Dynamite?
But not for grenades.
And how would he know that the bones are hidden?
Well, I may as well...
They asked him about the bones. He says, the bones are hidden. It's like, what?
We shall have to stay away from the beach hereafter. Come, Hank, we still have the radio to repair. Tonight we will wait for Jules to speak to us.
Well, it's long after dark.
You should have heard him by now.
We will hear. Be patient.
Good evening, mes amis. I am glad you are all still with us. Be not shocked that the weapon speaks. I transmit, so I must be received. Hearken to all things metal, for I may be in them.
What do you want?
First, I want to reassure you that I am of sound mind, if not of body. Something remarkable has happened to me. I would like all of you to come and see for yourselves.
Where are you, Jules?
In the caves, at the bottom of Carson's Peak.
Is the gun speaking?
No.
They're having like a seance around the pistol.
They're listening to the crab.
Yes.
The crab in their minds.
Yes.
Let's go.
Dale.
We shall need the equipment. We must go. We have to find out.
Find out what?
What became of them?
We are here! Show yourself!
Oh, wow. The crab got him, Bob.
Oh, no.
Oh, no. He showed himself.
It's a giant paper mache crab made by somebody who has never seen a crab.
I don't know, man. That's pretty creepy, that crab. Damn, he hit him with a grenade. The dude ate it like it was nothing. Oh, wow. He stabbed him in the head, Bob.
Man.
Yes. By the sheerest luck.
Why didn't the grenades hurt it? Remember what the journal said about the worm?
Yeah, that a knife passed through it like water. The stone penetrated its brain, or motor area, or whatever keeps the thing alive. I think if we remove the stone, the crab would return to life.
Oh, let's just leave it be, huh?
We will vary it. If a blade passes through it like a finger through mercury, then like a river of mercury, we should be able to sever a part of it by completely separating it from the rest of the body. Thusly. There.
He just described dismemberment.
Yes. But he said it in a really smart way.
Do you have any theories, Doctor?
Perhaps.
This crab is made of paper.
This is a male land crab, which you as a biologist will know better than I.
Yes, Carl. I know the species appears to be that of an ordinary land crab, but...
Colonel, I know all about crabs. No, did he? Oh, there's another one, Bob. Take a picture of it.
It's Instagram before Instagram.
He's got a giant crab pincer. That's gonna make so much food.
Mm-hmm. You have destroyed them and tried to destroy me. This, mes amis, was one great mistake.
All you gotta do is get some butter, Bob.
Mm-hmm.
Some butter, delicious.
The molecular structure of this crab is entirely disrupted. There's no cohesion between the atoms.
That doesn't even make any sense.
There's no cohesion between the atoms, Bob.
Those biological freaks resulting from an overdose of radiation poisoning. The way to explain it is, look.
Exactly.
The free electron in the copper atom
Of course.
to circle the next atom, taking the charge along the wire.
Yep.
Do you follow me, Hank?
I think so. The free electrons jump from atom to atom along the copper at the speed of light. I remember that from high school.
Yes, atom to atom. Well, something like that has happened to our...
Makes perfect sense, Bob.
But instead of free electrons, the crab has free atoms, all disconnected.
And that made a giant crab.
Mass of liquid with a permanent shape. Any matter, therefore, that the crab eats will be assimilated in its body of solid energy.
That's not how that works, though. Like, that doesn't even make any sense.
Yes. And their brain tissue, which after all is nothing more than a storage house for electrical impulses.
That means that the crab can eat his victim's brain, absorbing his mind intact and working.
It's as good a theory as any other to explain what's happened.
But Doctor, that theory...
Maybe aliens?
Jules and Carson's minds have turned against us.
Preservation of the species. Once they were men, now they are land crabs.
Okay, Professor. How are the crabs blowing up the island?
I am not sure. But imagine they are able to send out arcs of heat. They are packed with it. The sides of the pit were glazed as if the rock were melted.
They can melt and fuse parts of the caverns, explode the materials contained, and bring about the slides.
Why?
To get at us, of course.
Looks like we're on the verge of a blessed event.
What's that? What's that?
Or is this the one you killed?
No, it is still alive. We did not kill it.
Notice the belt of yellow fatter on the base of the shell? It would indicate that
All those crab selfies.
Pretty close.
They're coming back to haunt him.
I, for one, should not like to be around to hear the patter of so many tiny feet.
And we've got to kill it.
Kill it?
It's easier said than done, Hank.
Now, wait. This needs some thought.
Doctor, you're not...
They've already killed one. Why does he care?
That would be Suicide.
Well, this one's a pregnant mommy.
I have no ambition toward becoming a mad scientist, but I do think we ought to try and capture the thing. Would you not like to examine a live specimen?
Certainly I would. But I had a chance to see how the specimen examined the lab wall last night.
Hey, take a look at this.
Watch me electrocute this pincer.
Watch me prepare dinner for the next 3 days.
Let's find out.
Do you have any butter? Well, you made it.
The electricity destroyed the leg in less than a second.
That proves that the crab is negatively charged.
Yes. Then, Hank, you must...
That does no such thing.
Bob, it turned to ashes. Obviously, it's negatively charged.
My goodness.
It works. Well, sure it does, Doctor. It's easier to build than a model airplane.
The charge must be just strong enough to de-energize the crab. Long enough for us to remove the claws and cage it. But not strong enough to kill the thing.
Well, that's fine, Carl, but how do we get the crab to step into it?
Apparently, the creature sleeps by daytime. We must take the ark and place it in one of the well-traveled cave routes.
It's a good thing it's always day.
8 legs with which to step on the plate. I am sure he will manage.
Yes, but you better select a new approach to the cave. The beach entrance is completely underwater and the pit is...
They started falling before anything moved.
He is using the dynamite. We must hurry.
How would he know that?
I don't know. I mean, things shake all the time around there. I don't know exactly why he would know that. Wait, did he shave his chest? Oh, that's the other guy.
Different guy.
Wrong guy.
That's the professor.
The lower caverns will be...
He's off to a 3-hour tour.
Channels to the ocean as your escape.
Clean shaven.
We'll try to
It's very
attract
manly.
attention from up here. Take care, honey.
Ah, maybe they'll do this successfully for once.
That is the least taut rope I've ever seen. There's so much slack in that rope.
You made it. That's the weirdest looking fan I've ever seen.
Might as well get to work. I'll plant this one, you take the other.
All right. Lonesome in here.
She's been in there for 3 seconds.
You know,
She's an attention whore.
lonesome in a crowd.
Yeah.
Unless, of course, you found that special someone.
Found him yet?
Why do you ask?
Because I... Behind that wall!
Wait, I thought she was married.
I thought she was too. I think she's hitting on him. Oh no, Bob, it's a crab.
This might be the perfect time to collect some of Dr. Vigon's mercury. If I can't make it back, you get out of here as fast as you can.
That little knife should work. Oh, it's opening its eye, Bob. Yep. He's like, let's go. It almost touched me. It's so creepy. Why, Ayada?
That is the fucking worst fake crab I've
That
ever
crab
seen.
is dangerous. Get him. I'm gonna kill you, you son of a...
Quags is slightly roasting you in the comments, saying this movie matches your music taste and it all makes sense now.
Son of a... Quags doesn't know good movies. Quags in the comments thinks he knows great movies. Well, he doesn't. This is a Roger Corman classic.
This movie made $1 million when it came out in the 50s. My
Exactly.
dude.
Look at all this fish. Well, that's a lot of fish.
It is.
Whoa, I think
That guy is a terrible swimmer.
I
Oh
can
my
sort of see
gosh.
her butt. Back then, people were probably like, woo!
Legs.
Lady legs. I can see side butt.
No, she's wearing a very full coverage.
It's tight.
Swimsuit.
It's tight fitting.
I mean, it's a swimsuit.
It
What is
really
she supposed to do?
accentuates
Wear
her
a
butt
burqa?
cheeks. It accentuates her cheeks. You know what I mean? Professor is swimming like the Dickens. They made it, Bob. They made it. Oh no, it's back. And it's angry. Damn, he's shooting at them. It's because she's cheating on him.
It's no good shooting, Dale. The bullets pass through it just like X-rays.
So, you have wounded me.
He knows English.
Well and good, for I can do it in a day. But will you grow new lives when I have taken yours from you?
Exactly.
Oh my.
Oh my.
You think it'll work now, Hank?
It should. Everything's put together. The generator's always worked. All we have to worry about is the strength of our signal. That is, if Dr. Devereaux and Carson will leave us alone long enough to try it out.
I'm afraid they won't. Rather than our receiving radio signals, they would prefer to receive us in that great common stomach of theirs.
Well, come on, Carl. Let's go out and see what's left of this rock.
I hope there is still something left upon which to stand.
Yeah.
Well, I guess it's about time I fixed her some food.
How could you think of food at a time like this? She brings out the giant crab pincer. It's like, I can't eat that.
There used to be ridges there for maybe 2 miles.
Now there's less than half a city block. Soon we will have nowhere to run.
That's the idea, isn't it?
The path is still there.
Yes, Carl.
Why do they talk like they're aliens?
To the pit and to the sea.
Yeah.
We'll soon find out.
I like that she's preparing to like make a coffee, but like can't pick up the curtain.
That was some really pleasant like hula music.
Molokai boys playing Moana Loa Lava.
Yeah.
Working.
Only the receiver, not the transmitter.
Well, can you fix it?
I don't know. Maybe with this telegraph key and a Morse code setup.
Well, we don't have to worry about the pit any longer, Carl.
No. Shall we go?
Might as well. It's not wasting any time.
Sound came from over there.
Let's go.
Oh, Hank, I don't know what we'd have done without you. Where did you ever learn to fix all these things?
In the Navy during the war. And I knocked around a lot in the radio and the TV repair business.
You ended up in the South Pacific.
Yeah. How'd you get here?
She likes him better than the hairy man.
I graduated. Stayed on at the Institute and research.
You've been together ever since?
Uh-huh. And when his promotion comes through, we'll be making it a lifetime partnership.
Yeah. Well, let's go find Carl and Dale and tell them this thing works.
Is that not oil?
Yes, it is, Carl. I've never heard of oil being found in the Pacific Islands before.
The detonations must have opened a source deep in the island.
But look, it seems to be coming from 2 sources.
I suggest we trace them.
You want to follow this oil underground?
I feel we must.
But the crab, Carl.
The crab is like a rattlesnake. It can be heard long before it can be seen. I believe we can keep out of its way if we only remain alert.
You just gotta listen for the twig sounds, Bob.
That is why he's trying to
Listen to the telepathic crab.
Yes.
Crab radio, you might say.
Get out of there, huh?
All right, don't worry. Don't worry. You follow this stream, and I shall follow the other one.
His hair has been perfectly combed throughout the entire film.
It is earthquake proof.
know there's crabs in there? Good thing he took his glasses off, Bob.
Yeah, I mean, if he didn't.
If he didn't, you never know. It'd be a little darker. It's pretty light in that cave, actually. Oh no, another crab. I told you. The sound of twigs. Once you hear that, you know what's up.
Twigs in like a creaking door.
Yes. He's got a real menacing walk. Like the way he kind of like hunches over like that.
Carl's not in the cave. Why did he go? Never mind. The crab is heading straight for him. We've got to get him out before it's too late. Now let's go. Stay there, Marty.
She's not going to be told what to do by a man. Just got to move it slightly to the right. Then it should work.
Gotta stick a fork in it.
Screwing something. What's it doing, Bob? Is it electrocuting him?
Mm-hmm.
Oh no, it's gonna pinch his head off, Bob.
Get out of here!
It pinched him to death. Why didn't they try to help him?
I guess they figured it was too late.
I'm gonna light the oil back there.
Come on, he knows what he's doing.
Got a lighter. What? He set up explosives?
No, remember they were tracing the oil that was coming out.
Oh yeah.
But surely, if there is an underground source of oil and you just lit it on fire, you just blew up the entire island.
That's pretty convenient that the oil's there for them to do that.
Of all of us, I thought Carl would be the one to...
That fire won't hold it very long.
I don't think it matters much anymore, Hank.
Well, just so it holds it long enough for me to get one message away. Just one more SOS.
Hank, you got the radio?
That was quick thinking, Dale. The pity is that all fires must one day burn out.
The damn crab keeps taunting them.
That crab is like level 12 roasting.
Yep, he's a troll.
I know it. It's gone dead.
I am afraid that won't help you, Hank. By the time ships and planes can arrive, this island will have vanished beneath the waves of the sea.
You got a very big butt chin.
You will be a part of me. And as with McLean, there will be no evidence of how you vanished, or of my existence. We will rest in the caves and plan our assault upon the world of men.
Why'd he do that?
Because telepathic crab has cut the wires probably again.
Oh, all right.
Or telepathic crab was bluffing.
Got him to destroy his own Morse code. Well, the island is falling apart, Bob.
Mm-hmm.
got any fight left?
What for? It's only wasted energy.
Sure, I got fight left.
I don't know what good these will be now, Hank. But I got 2 grenades left. How about you?
I got 4. Let's see what's in the toolbox.
Transmitter's still working. Here, this looks good.
That was like the least fearful scream ever.
Like a meow. It's like a cat sound. That son of a bitch, Crab is back again.
Let's try and blast it.
Why, I'm gonna pinch you to death. They know my greatest weakness. Grenades.
Foolish. Very foolish.
The gun should work.
Watch it, Hank.
If it gets close, the grenade works better. That didn't make sense. Why do you do that?
He's an idiot.
I'll hit him with this axe. That should work better. Oh, whoa. Oh, whoa. He got a little nick from the little pincer. He just wiggles that thing in the right way, Bob. Oh.
Oh.
Remember, they're weak to electricity, Bob. Oh, she's incredibly turned on by that. All right. So there it is, Attack of the Crab Monsters, Bob.
Yeah.
That woman was incredibly turned on by the murder.
She was emotionally overwrought because the man that she might have thought she had a crush on after knowing him for, 36 hours, electrocuted himself.
Yes. He's kind of an idiot. Why did he think that throwing the grenade really close to the crab would cause more damage? That didn't make sense.
Nothing in this movie made any sense.
All right. Did you guys like that movie? I thought it was
We've got Quags in the comments saying the doctor was a cancer, but Tish. That's funny. That's funny.
What's that supposed to mean?
You know what that means.
I don't.
The astrological sign of Cancer is a crab.
Oh yeah, crab. He had crabs. He was killed. Oh no, well the other guy was killed by a crab.
Everybody was ultimately killed by crabs.
His head was pinched off, I think, by a crab.
Mm-hmm.
That was not a good death. I don't think so.
I think 3 different people had their heads pinched off by the crabs.
Yes. Having your head pinched off by a crab is probably one of the worst ways to go, Bob.
I don't know, man. There's definitely worse ways. Being drawn and quartered, probably worse. Impaled, probably worse.
All right,
stretched on the rack. There's a number of.
All right, Bob. I brought something new into the show.
Getting thrown into an oubliette.
We have a score system now.
Oh wow!
Yeah.
Fancy.
We have a score system. All right. This is similar to the music show. 1 to 10, Bob. Are you okay with that?
Yeah.
Okay. So, Bob.
Yeah.
Cinematography. I appreciate that they had actual backgrounds in this film, unlike the film we saw yesterday, where they didn't have actual backgrounds.
I'll give it a 6.
A 6, huh?
Yeah.
You want a second? Wait, I can draw a 6. I'll give it a 5. It was okay. I do appreciate that, like I said, that the backgrounds were actual real backgrounds. But Not too interesting, the cinematography in the film. At 5 is kind of generous, I think. But if we're going to compare it to other older films.
Locations.
Yeah. That's true. That's true. They had underwater. They had a fish tank in there.
Yeah. So, I mean, it wasn't spectacular, but I got to give them some credit.
Yeah, you got to give them something. Sound, Bob.
I'm going to give it a 4.
You didn't like the twig sounds? The crab twigs?
No.
That's messed up, Bob?
I just don't. I think that they could have done a bit better, and it was just confusing, mostly.
Give me 1 second. I gotta make my pencil pointer a little thicker. You know what I mean? Sound. I give it a 4. Not 3. I give it a 3.
Why?
I don't know. The sounds were just kind of like not very good, and it's like they had the same dumb sample and they kept using it over and over again, and it just sounded like twigs. It didn't have like a menacing sound to it, but what was the idea to be funny?
I have no idea. I am assuming not.
I thought it was kind of like
whoever did the
and this is the music as well. The music,
it's obvious
the music
that
was okay.
They put the soundscaping in after they filmed. So it's like whoever was doing the sound. But this is as a whole, Bob.
This is both all the sound, the music.
Right, I understand that.
Yes.
So whoever was, it's as though whoever was doing the sound didn't know what any of those things actually sounded like in real life and was just winging it. They were like, you know what?
There were some decent comedic sounds, like when that guy gets his hand chopped off and he goes, "Wow!"
Or when she sees the crab monster come out, she's like, "Ah!"
There was actually some jokes in there. Well, we'll talk about that when we go into the story. FX, Bob.
I'm giving it an 8.
Ooh, an 8, huh? Why?
So those crabs were horrifically bad, but delightfully wonderful all at the same time.
What? Nice.
Hey, Dark.
I'll give it a 5. Middle of the road for the crabs. I mean, I guess I should give more. I mean, they did a good job for. I mean, it's got to be kind of hard making a giant
paper mache
crab, Bob. It was good.
And they had a whole set that they fucked up for the film.
Yes.
Come on.
I'll give them 5. All right, story, Bob.
The story's a 3.
Really?
Yeah, there were so many beats that they just left hanging in the wind. A lot of it didn't make any sense. I understand that Deus Ex Machina is a thing that people use, but this was too much.
You don't think it was like kind of ahead of its time, maybe? Or not? I mean, there was already zombie films and all that.
Yeah, I mean, this was just a genre flick in a crowded sea of genre flicks. And that's generally
speaking. You're saying the world was full of crabs at that point, Bob?
The crab was full of worlds. The world was, in fact, full of crabs at this point.
Okay. I'm going to change the color because it's like that white is not showing very well. All right, so you gave it what again?
3.
A 3.
What'd you give it?
I got to change the color. It just doesn't show up too well on the screen. The white is okay sometimes, but, maybe I got to change that background. 1 second.
You don't have to change the background now.
1 second. I got some weird graphic behind this. It's probably not the right graphic. All right, I won't change it right now. We'll change it on the next one. All right, 1 second. I gotta get my pencil back out again. All right, so what'd you give it again, Bob?
Dark is saying that the audio has a white noise sound on his end, but he's not sure if it's only him.
Oh, white noise?
Yeah.
Really? Let me see. I'm going to check and see if there's anything playing. Food theater static best. Yes, hopefully that wasn't there for a long time. Yeah, I see it. I couldn't hear it on my end. We couldn't hear it. I really hope that wasn't there through the whole movie. It most likely wasn't because
he
we had
then commented, "Wait, what the fuck? LOL." So I don't know.
Yes, I mean there was a white noise sound in there. I think it started now when the movie ended because I turned the static on, but for some weird reason I can't hear it. I couldn't hear it.
I can't hear it either.
We couldn't ever hear it, but I just turned it off. Yeah, hopefully that wasn't too bad. All right. And when did he say that?
He said there, it's fine now.
All right.
Thanks, Dark.
Yeah, thanks for letting us know.
If anybody listening, if there's ever like a weird audio thing happening, please tell us because we can't hear it.
We can't hear it. All right. Give me 1 second. Hopefully that wasn't there for too long because I know that when the movie ended, I hit that button. And that probably turned that white noise on immediately. All right, so 1 second. All right, let's get this over. It's 4, right, Bob?
I gave the story a 3.
3. Okay, sorry. You know what I should do? I think I know what I should do.
I think you should write in a 3.
What I should do is put an outline around this thing because it's not showing up too well. Bob, stop screaming. Oh, that didn't do what I wanted it to do. Okay, here we go. All right, it's a 3. That's a 3, people. I'm going to give it for story. I'll give it a 6.
Why are you giving it a 6?
Because I think it was kind of fun in a way. It was kind of comical. The acting was bad.
Mm-hmm.
I like bad acting.
But that's not, you're rating the story.
All right, look,
acting.
the story isn't that bad, people. It's about an island that is falling apart and some people studying radioactive things. Am I wrong? Is that not what they were doing? Or were they trapped on the island? What the hell was the story of this movie, Bob?
I feel like that tells you everything you need to know about the quality of the story.
I feel like they got trapped on the island, and then there was crabs.
For a 3-hour tour.
That spoke to them. You know what's weird, Kat? This story is kind of similar to the film we saw yesterday.
Yes.
To the
because
Crawling Eye.
They're contemporaneous, right? So it's the atomic age. It's this like fear around that, the fear of isolation, you know. If you want to think about it in the broader context of the late 50s, early 60s in the United States, while we were still in the post-war boom, we were moving into the Cold War, the space race, you know, the conflicts in the Pacific that would shape the next 20 years.
Yes. All right, so I gave it a 6. It's a cheesy story. Maybe that was a lot. I don't know. I gave it a 6. Bob, acting.
The acting is going to get a 3.
Really? Wow. Why?
Because it was just so overdone, so unnecessarily overwrought. Like,
I'll also give it a 3. The acting was very poor. But like I said, it could be a good thing, that bad acting, but nah. It's just very poorly done, but I do like that it's not the worst bad acting.
No, it's not at all.
It's not the worst.
It's not the worst, for sure.
I feel like at times some of the stuff was intentional, right? Like there was like intentional humor that came off as not wanting to be intentional.
Yeah.
Isn't that, we had some moments like that, like when the guy screams when he falls off the mountain, and then the guys come back and they said, "I heard a woman scream." I think that was intentional. That was supposed to be funny.
Yeah. There was a degree of like self-awareness and breaking the fourth wall.
It is Roger Corman. It's the same guy that made Little Shop of Horror. You know, he makes dark comedy, so maybe this was intended to be funny. All right, Bob, take it or leave it.
I would take it.
Why?
Because I enjoy these like time capsule movies where you get a glimpse into what people thought was funny, but also what people were afraid of.
All right, so we took it, people. We took it. Attack of the Crab Monsters. 33 in there, Bob. Ooh, Illuminati confirmed.
You are the Illuminati.
All right, so what do you think of the scoring system? Is it dumb?
I think it's good. I think it, and I think that we should let folks know.
I feel like we could have gone more over the film, but I wish I knew like exactly what the movie was about, because it reminds me a lot of The Crawling Eye, except I feel like it's just not. It's not. And I guess in some ways it's executed a little better if you're going for like a kind of comedic lighthearted kind of comedy thing, because I feel like The Crawling Eye is just a little bit more serious.
Yeah.
It's kind of darker in a way.
Ironically, this was supposed to be a sci-fi horror movie.
Yes.
But it came out like
very
comedic.
Yes. The Crawling Eye was a lot like, in some ways, it was kind of darker. It had a darker tone.
Part of why the plot is so discombobulated is because the goal wasn't really to have a good story. The goal was to have an action movie. So the writer understood that the Roger Corman was going to cut any scene that wasn't action. So if you're trying to shoehorn action into quite literally every scene, you don't have an opportunity for plot development and character development, right? Like it's just it's like a trailer.
I did like the last fight scene. I feel like this one is sort of like what The Crawling Eye should have been. I feel like this one in some ways inspired Jaws. You know, like kind of like environmental, like hazardous environmental thing.
Yeah.
Because remember in Jaws, the thing they always use the environment to like kill the guy. And in some ways, this could have actually inspired other films like Alien.
Oh,
right?
I'm sure it
You know how
did.
they always use like an environmental kind of weapon? It's always like a gas canister, or they did that twice in here. They did it with the oil as well. They kind of added that in there, which is funny because back in, I think it was 2005, they made a video game called Peter Jackson's King Kong, and in that game you use all environmental stuff to you use your environment to kind of fight your enemies.
It's the survival horror concept, right? Like you're out in this remote island and you're completely cut off from everyone else, and you have to just use what's on hand to survive. Like it's Lost in Space, it's Gilligan's Island, this was a very big theme of this like survivalism that through the ingenuity and will to live, you will overcome even the most extraordinary odds, kind of a deal. Like this is very Buck Rogers. All of the media coming out at this time is this like rugged individualism and self-determination in the face of like ever more fantastic odds. And this happened to capitalize on the atomic concerns, right? Because we were thoroughly
just
in
like
the
film
atomic
from
age.
yesterday, right?
Yep.
Yeah. And this is almost, you said 57, right?
Mm-hmm. But I mean, they probably had some level of overlap, right? Because it was released in July of 1958, which means that it would have been filmed probably in late 1957.
Yes.
And the 1957 film was there was probably some overlap, and I have to imagine that this wasn't like a super saturated market. Like these directors probably knew each other and talked to each other.
I mean, there was a lot of monster films in that time, wasn't there?
Mm-hmm.
I feel like there was tons of them.
Yeah, because the American viewing public and the global viewing public, to be honest with you, is very concerned with the other.
Well, when did Godzilla come out? The first Godzilla, because that totally was definitely connected
Godzilla
to these
came
kind
out,
of films.
I think, in the 30s, didn't it?
Maybe Godzilla was the
Because Fay
inspiration
Wray
for a lot of stuff.
was a starlet in the 30s. I can find out. Hold on.
Yeah, just look that up real quick, because I feel like a lot of these films are kind of, in a lot of ways, they're similar to those Godzilla films. You know, again, with the radiation and the big monster.
Oh, Godzilla came out in 1956. I was thinking King Kong. Sorry.
56. It was right before these films.
Yep.
Then. Yeah, that's interesting. Even the Japanese were in on this, huh?
Yeah. Well, it was so King Kong came out in 1933, and that's the one I was thinking of originally. Sorry.
Yeah.
But in the 50s, right, we've now had the atomic bomb, right? We're talking about going to space. I believe by this point, Sputnik might have already orbited the Earth. We're in the immediate aftermath of an incredibly it is difficult to encapsulate the historical relevance of World War II. Like, it was a world-changing period of years, right?
So you're saying that from World War II, it brought us giant crabs.
Well, it definitely brought us to a place where people are really afraid of other, of the unknown, of the exponentially increasing pace of technology and technological output. We dropped 2 atomic bombs that turned people into shadows, that vaporized people. That was a level of warfare that we have never seen before. Like, yes, there had been mass casualty battles, but this was a completely different beast. This was very much a coming of age moment for society. And I think that all of these monster flicks are the natural result of having to contend with that.
Yeah, we spoke about that yesterday, how people, it was a lot of stress. So a lot of times, one of the greatest things to do when you have a very dark subject is to kind of poke fun at them, right?
Yep.
That's kind of what you do. So you make films like this, talking about radiation, because radiation is a pretty scary thing. Like you said, they dropped that bomb, and they saw what it did, and so. And people,
also,
people want to make some giant crabs and weird giant lizards.
With the atomic tests, right? All the tests on those bombs, and you see the servicemen with the radiation poisoning, and all of the stars who filled, I think, The Quick and the Dead. I think it might have been. But there was a bunch of very, very famous people, I think, including John Wayne.
Well, John Wayne was basically killed by radiation.
Exactly. They filmed this one movie. It might
was a
be
terrible
The Quick
movie.
And the Dead.
You know what's crazy? I think that film, we might be able to watch that.
But
he plays
film
Genghis Khan.
Killed so many people because of the residual radiation from those tests.
They filmed the movie in
Nevada,
in the desert where they test nukes. And so these guys were filming this film just being exposed to radiation the entire time.
And they all died of cancer.
By the end, everyone was dying of cancer.
Very rapidly. And radiation poisoning is horrific.
Yeah, that's terrible.
It is a horrific way to die. And it's incredibly painful. So, we're, as human beings, we're contending with all of these new concepts, many of which are unpleasant, and the natural result is these movies that make it all feel accessible and overcomable, right? And this is also where you really start seeing a very heavy proliferation of superheroes of all sorts.
Well, they're kind of the extension of this in a lot of ways, right? They were also all exposed to radiation.
And it's kind of the other side of the coin, right? Where you see this, where it's like the super crabs and the giant ants.
No, you don't want to get super
else.
crab bobs. You don't want to get super crabs.
You also see like the superheroes that are irradiated and they become greater, and they fight crime and do good things.
Yeah, they're superheroes, Bob. They've been exposed to radiation, and it's just giving them great, laser beams from the eyes. Optic blast. Right?
Correct.
We were talking about that yesterday, optic blast. And then the other guy, the wimpy ice guy, he's in the X-Men video game. Light beam! What is it? Ice is like wimpy? Is that what it is?
I don't know, man.
We should have watched a movie like this in black and white, just saying.
Yeah.
I mean, it's fine. It looks closer to the poster, right? Because the poster's like some effed up colorization. All right, Bob. So the movie, you took it. We both took it. We like crabs.
I like time capsule movies.
Do you think we should find some more crab movies?
I mean, we can look at more of these like giant and alien ants or whatever.
All right. So we're trying to do a lot more food theater, people. We're trying to do more of them. We're going to be bringing back the trivia possibly on the next one. Takes time to come up with all the questions and everything and fill in the forms. But remember to hit the like button if you like this. Wow, you see this quality is way better on this one. Yeah, black and white definitely is the way to watch this film. Couldn't find a good black and white version. Maybe we'll watch it again in the future. I'll buy it on Blu-ray or something.
Oh my God, we're gonna do a third
Crab 3. That time we'll have the room filled and we'll all watch crabs. What do you think of them apples?
A tidal wave of terror.
You're watching Foo Theater, if you didn't know that you were, and you are. What the hell? That is not what we're supposed to be watching. We're not supposed to be watching Smashing Pumpkins on David Letterman. We're supposed to be watching Crabs. All right. So yet another Roger Corman classic. Hopefully this one came out better than the other one. I mean, when it comes to our show. The last time we did this, we had a lot of issues with our microphones. Not this time, Bob. You want to know why?
Why?
Because I don't lose. I fixed everything, hopefully. We did have an issue there.
Let's not jinx ourselves.
It's a good thing that I think it was Iceman saved our
No, it
stream.
was Dark.
Oh, Dark. Thanks a lot, Dark, for letting us know. None of you other guys told us about our static issues. You should have told us. I'm really disappointed in you, Quags. I don't think it was Quags, but I'll just blame it on you anyway. Look at that. Look at that plane blow up. Did we ever figure out why that plane blew up, Bob?
Nope. They just left it.
They were like, oh, pilot blew up. That sucks. Hey, let's get coffee.
Pretty much.
Yeah. Didn't think too much about it. It's funny because the movie we saw yesterday, the Crawling Eye, they would have totally been looking for the cause of that explosion, right?
Yes.
You'd think you would want to know that.
But I love the line where it's like, Doctor, are you hiding things from us? And he goes, yes. Now let's go to the cave.
But they kept doing that. The characters just keep like asking the other characters a question like, what are you doing here? Right? That kind of thing.
Yeah.
Because I'm here. I don't know. Why are you in the water like swimming with like head pincing crabs?
Yeah, it's like you just saw somebody get their head ripped off. And your thought is, let me go directly into the water. That makes perfect sense.
Quag says he's used to it, Bob. He's used to pincing people's heads off with his pincers.
Is Quags a crab?
Yes.
Pinch.
He might be a crab, Bob. A giant.
That means he would taste delicious with butter.
He's talking to us right now.
And garlic.
He's talking to us with his
I don't have the telepathic Quags connection. He must be just talking directly to you.
I can hear him. He's in the comments talking to us right now. He's telling us to watch Attack of the Crab Monsters again in HD, 4K, 8K.
I don't think that's even possible.
I don't know. This version looks really good. When I'm watching on the screen now, this might actually make the film even better. Maybe you're supposed to watch it in black and white, Bob. Maybe it makes the effects look even better, right?
Well, I mean, it was a black and white movie.
Yeah. Did we F up again?
Maybe.
Damn it. We just keep screwing it up.
It's a lot less distracting.
Yeah, I love black and white films. That's why, but I couldn't
too.
find a really high quality version of it in black and white.
You know, it's a really, really good movie.
What?
The Women from 1936.
Maybe we might be able to watch that, but that doesn't have giant crabs in it.
It doesn't. But it has Joan Crawford bitch slapping. I forget her name. Another starlet who she like legitimately actually hated. And in one of the scenes where the women, several of the main characters get into a literal brawl at a ranch in Reno, and apparently that was not fake. Like they were actually physically fighting.
Yes.
And then they had to deploy like a fleet of makeup artists to cover all of the bruises and cuts that they gave each other because they hated each other.
Why? Why'd they hate each other, Bob?
They hated each other because in that period it was very, very competitive. So they were all kind of competing for similar or the same parts. So they like legitimately hated each other.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And when given the opportunity, apparently took it with glee to beat the ever-loving shit out of each other.
All right, Quags in the comments says you were blaming me for everything. And I said that I was used to it. I know that, Quags. I know it had nothing to do with you being a crab.
We were joking about the movie.
Yes.
Quags is requesting that we watch Miami Connection.
Miami Connection. Who's that? Who's in that? Is that an old film? Miami Connection. Do you know that one, Bob?
I don't.
Is Miami Connection? No, I'm thinking of another movie. Oh, maybe I'll go look into it, see if we can watch it.
Miami Connection is a 1987 film.
Yes. I'll have to go look into that. Is it like a really good movie? A really cheesy B film?
It's an action crime film.
Yeah. I was thinking
the poster is amazing.
Oh.
Here, I'm gonna show you.
Let me see.
I'm gonna show you.
Yeah, it looks like a video game.
That is
like
the most 1987 thing
Yeah.
I've ever seen in my entire life.
Let me go look it up real quick. I'll go look it up so I can put it up on the screen. Maybe we can watch a trailer for it.
He says it's a horrible film.
Oh, man. Oh, my Lord.
Oh, no.
Oh, great. Okay, thanks a lot, Quags. You made me drop a drink on the floor. It's all your fault. Okay. Oh, wait. Let's see. We're going to see a trailer for a film called Miami Connection. This is probably the greatest film ever made, I'd assume, because Quags told us.
Almost certainly.
It's got to be an amazing film. It must be.
I'd like to welcome you to my club, Park Avenue, Central Florida's hottest nightclub. We have a special treat for you today. We have a new house band with a new dimension in rock and roll. We have the one, the only, Dragon Sound!
Oh, whoa, Bob. That's some great music. Shit. Do you like this song, Bob? Are you into this?
I mean, it's very poppy.
When I hear music like this, I just can't help but dance. That mustache is very manly. He looks like Ravishing Rick Rude from the WWF fame. There's something very manly about a man who wears white pants like that. Is that Chuck Norris?
Probably.
Look at the way he plays that guitar. Is that an earring? That dude is extremely emo.
That's your sister, Jane? She's working here?
Is that your sister, bro? Is she single?
She's not supposed to be here. I don't know what she's doing here.
Yeah, what is she doing there?
Better watch her.
Yeah, you better watch her. She's sexy.
Come on.
There's something very sexy about your sister.
I like that they're all in karate outfits and nobody's questioning it.
That guy's probably like 20 years old, but he looks like somebody's 45-year-old dad. Is that Linda Blair? Oh, jealousy's kicking in. She's cheating on him. Oh, my friend. Called me Betty. That drum is not making a sound.
No.
Did they dub this song over this?
I think so, because they're also not clapping on beat.
Nothing's making sense here. Quag says that it's the 80s, Bob. Karate was in. Do we have to play that song, Bob? The karate song?
No.
Ooh, it's returning to theaters and home video, Bob. It was that popular? It's going back to theaters? You know it was great if that's... Wait, Wait, what the hell happened? Did that dude just say N-words at night?
I think live from New York?
No, not that. The trailer for the movie. I think that was pretty damn racist.
How?
It said certain words.
What?
Bob.
Yeah.
That trailer scared me.
I'm sorry to hear that.
I blame Quags. He scared me, Bob, with that trailer.
I think you'll survive.
With that said, it's late. We got to get out of here, people. We want to thank everybody that came in here and watched us.
It's pumpkin time.
Who watched this amazing film with us, Attack of the Crab Monsters. We hope you liked it as much as we liked it. Now we're going to play sad, dramatic music. Because it's time to go. All right. We want to thank everybody who came in here. Bob, you want to say some thank yous?
Yeah, we had Alfredo, Rusty, Dark, Iceman, Never Sobers swung in for a minute. We had Quags.
And all the millions of other people, we want to thank you all for coming in here. It's really nice of you to join us on this very special edition of Attack of the Crab Monsters. Remember to subscribe to the Real Food TV if you're not already subscribed. It is a great channel on demand, and hit the like button. It supposedly helps the channel. We're still trying to build it, as we always do. We're always trying to build this channel because it's amazing. It really is.
Really is. Truly and sincerely.
You've been watching Foo Theater. Not welcome. Goodbye.
Good night.
Wait, not yet. We got it. We got it.
Oh,
We got it.
Sorry.
You're jumping the gun here. All right. Give me 1 second. Okay, so. All good things in life, people, have to go away till tomorrow. And one of those things is the Real Food TV. So for me, Bob, and the entire Foo Theater mob, remember, you're beautiful. No matter what they say, crabs can't pinch your head off. Always remember that. Because crabs aren't that big. But when they're exposed to radiation, sometimes they are big.
No.
Is that a good takeaway, Bob?
I mean, it's a takeaway.
It's the real takeaway. All right. Have a good night.
Good night.
See you tomorrow, people. We'll be back tomorrow. Bye. Good night.